Just resting your hands on your knees. Start to close your eyes and bring your awareness in now. The fastest way to get into the meditative state of mind is by simply listening. Setting aside all agendas, all to-do lists. Just taking this time out for yourself. Taking time to center yourself by quieting down all the noise of the mind, by focusing on the waves, listening to its ebb and flow, allowing your brain time to sync up to its rhythm. Thinking of your inhale as it moves in through your nose, trying to keep your mouth closed for the entire practice. And regulating your breath, moving it in and out through your nose, gives you a chance to learn how to control your breath. So you control how it comes in, and keeping the mouth closed, you control how it comes out. On the in-breath, fill your lungs as much as you can. And on the out-breath, see how slow you can press the air out. Bring the breath into the back of the throat, constricting the back of your throat just a little so that you're pressing the air out as you exhale. Inhale to catch the energy, the prana, the life-giving qualities. And exhale the apana. It's just rubbish, stale air, what you no longer need. You're letting it go, breathing it away so it can recycle itself through nature. And we also use that exhale to propel us forward, to get ahead. Start to ground your sit bones down now, activating your bandhas, pulling the pelvic wall up and in, strong abdominal lock. You'll find your tailbone automatically tucks under, just to lengthen your spine. So pull up, give it some help, giving space to each vertebrae. So you're grounding your sit bones down and lifting up through your crown at the same time. Balancing your action with relaxation, strong core, yet your lungs are open, heart center is free. Breath easily flows in and out, no restrictions there. It takes a few times to really practice how to balance your action, strong core, with relaxation, easy breath. Your spine is flexed, yet your mind is relaxed. So aligning your mind to your spine. So listening to the sound of the waves, its ebb and flow as we move into the full moon. Knowing that the water element represents your emotion. It's jala, regulating fluidity and connection. Protecting the body and mind from the destructive nature of the wind and fire elements. Continue to deepen your breath. When we express free-flowing water, we connect easily to others. Emotionally, we feel content. Express ourselves calmly and smoothly, and allow things to just roll off our back. Now let's move into cat-cow. So let's just warm up our back. So talk about the water element, fluidity, becoming less solid, more fluid. So just give enough space between the hands and the knees so you can balance freely. Opening up the chest, we breathe from one opposite end of the spine to the other. So moving from rounding your back as much as you can to arching your back as much as you can, gently working it with the breath. You don't want to push too far, too fast. Just breathing your way from one opposite end of the spectrum to the other. Gently poking and prodding your tissues to life. and checking in with your body, moving at your own pace and breathing your way. So your body does not move unless your breath allows it to. First. And whether you're on the in-breath or the out-breath, it doesn't matter, especially if you're a beginner, just as long as you're breathing consciously and mindfully. Every movement, you are aware of your body signals. It will tell you when to push and when to pull back. And this time, when you inhale the chest up and forward, also lift and extend your right leg long behind you. Really press the floor away, opening up your chest, opening up the heart center, and extending, working past the toes. So reach past the toes. Now bend the elbows, keep them tucked into the sides, so they're like 90-degree right angles, and come down just to hover a few inches above the mat. Press back up now and switch sides. Inhale, left leg lengthens back, opening up your heart center as you stretch the toes, reaching past them. Bend the elbows, keep them tucked into the sides to stack the joints, dipping it down for your push-up. Press back up and release the knee back down. 2 more times each side. Inhale, lifting up your heart center. Bend the elbows, dipping it down for your push-up. Send your breath to your uplifted foot and leg to keep you lifted up out of your joints. Press back up and release to the other side. Inhale, left leg lengthens back as you open up your heart center, maybe a little bit more this time, keeping the hips level. So maybe roll down the left hip so it's even with the right. Come down for your push-up. Press the ground away and release to the other side. Inhale, last time. Right leg lengthens back. Really lift up and out of your chest. And bend the elbows, dip it down. Becoming more fluid, less solid. Press back up and release to the other side. Inhale, left leg lengthens back. All the way from the crown of your head past your toe, past the crown of your head. Bend the elbows, come down. Press back up and release. Now tucking the toes, just walk your hands forward a little bit and spread the fingertips wide. So your palms are wide like starfish. You're going to use them to suction cup your palms, gripping with your fingertips, pressing the knuckles down. Tucking the toes, lifting your hips, breathe them up, sending the tailbone up and away to the sky. Now on the in-breath, press forward and down through your hands, and on the out-breath, pressing the chest back towards the thighs and heels drive down towards the mat. There can be as much bend in your knees as you like, knowing that the more you bend your knees, the deeper of a stretch you'll get in your lower back. And the water element, it directly relates to your sacral chakra, your base. So start to walk out the dog by alternating the heels, straightening one leg, bending the other. Press forward, down, and away into your palms, and use every bit of the hand that you are given. Your fingertips are gripping the mat. Knuckles pressed firmly down, palms are flat. And you're rotating your elbows in towards each other. Shoulders are spiraling down your back. Now inhale, right leg lifts up, long behind you. Stretch past the toes and roll the right hip down just so it's even with the left so you can scissor the inside of your thighs. So squeeze the inside of your thighs together along with your core, learning how to use your midline strength. Exhale, step it wide, right foot outside right hand, back knee comes down for a low lunge. Now just allow your knee to open up to the side, coming on the knife outer edge of your foot. Staying up on the hands and lifting up through the crown of your head. So elongate the back of your neck. Keep the belly pulled up and lifted. Now you can stay here if you're working on tight hips, or you can place your left forearm parallel to the top of the mat and inhale, right arm comes up, coming into a twist. So now you're opening up the shoulders, heart center to the side, and send your breath into your uplifted hand to keep you lifted up out of your joints rather than sinking down into them. Send your breath into the hips, and then maybe for the last part of this X stretch, bending the back knee, taking hold of your foot and gently kicking into that grip, allowing your shoulder to open up a little bit further, heart center to the sky. Circulating your breath now throughout your entire body. The water element governs the hips, so when our connection to the water element falters, our hips can be very weak or tight. So let's bring fluidity, synovial fluid, lubrication back into the hips. And release. On the out breath, always breathing your way in and out of the pose. So squaring towards the front, tucking your back toes down on the mat, lift your back knee, and press the ground away to send the right foot back to meet the left, alternating the heels as we walk the dog. Just let your head hang, relaxing the head completely, all the contents of your skull, just letting it go. Giving your brain a bath, inversions, turning your world upside down, washing away old belief systems, reevaluating what makes sense in your life, letting go of what's no longer applicable. Inhale, left leg reaches long behind you. Press past the toes. That way you elongate and stretch every muscle in this leg. Roll the left hip down so it's even with the right, so you can squeeze and scissor your inner thighs together, learning how to use your midline strength. Press forward and down through both hands. On your next out breath, step it wide. Left foot outside, left hand, right knee comes down to the mat. And just allowing your knee to open up to the side, coming onto the knife outer edge of your left foot. And staying up on your hands if you like. So squaring your hips, bring your right hip back very slowly. Always breathing, mindful of your hips. Remember, your body will tell you how far to go, when to push and when to pull back. And resenting your present condition can cause you to try to grab the bull by the horns and struggle to get to success quickly. But let's allow ourselves to grow naturally. Be respectful of our bodies, maybe coming down a little bit deeper now. Turning towards the side as you inhale the left arm up. Sending your breath high up here to keep you lifted. Resist the urge to sink down into your joints. Lift up. Also contract your bandhas. Pull the pelvic wall up, the navel in towards your spine. And then maybe bend your back knee, taking hold of your grip. And if you have it, very gently kicking back into your grip. And breathing in to your entire body by circulating your breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Notice any holding patterns within your body and gently work the breath to release them. Slowly start to release. On your out breath, very carefully bring the hands back to front. Now tuck your back toes, lift the leg up, and press the ground away. Step the left foot back to the right and just walking it out. Looking for any kinks that may or may not be in the hips. And gently, gently sending your breath there as you poke and prod these tissues along your spine. So down dog is a diagnostic pose. Check in with your body. See how your back feels today. Knowing that some days you feel like you're on top of the world and other days not so much. Now pull forward to plank, high push-up, Lower your hips, tuck your tailbone under, press back through your heels and stack your joints. Wrists directly under elbows, directly under shoulders. You can bring your knees down to the mat to modify if you need to. Don't worry, you will build strength. We are all at different levels, all at different chapters, different body types. Now bend your elbows, lower down and hover halfway in Chaturanga Dandasana. You are strong. You can do this. Inhale, roll over top. So toes straighten the arms, open up the heart, pulling it away from the heels, and thighs are dynamically engaged so much that you lift them up off the mat. This will help to not collapse in your lower back. So really strengthen the thighs, lifting them up to protect your lower back. Now use your core, fire up your abdominals to pull your hips. As you breathe, then back up and away into your downward facing dog. And now come forward onto your knees. We're going to come into Supta Vajrasana, reclined hero. So bring your knees together and your toes out. So you're coming forward onto your hands or your fists and bring your toes out to the side. Now walk your hands to the sides and very gently sit your hips down. Now you can have some space in between your knees if that's too much. And maybe this is as far as you go. That's perfectly fine. Remember, we're not going to compare our chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Now if this feels okay for you, we're going to slowly go back, one elbow at a time, and just going as far as your body says it's okay. Learning the cues of your body, learning its signals, and then maybe coming down all the way, or maybe not. Maybe halfway is as far as you go. Wherever you are at on the spectrum, being patient with yourself and observing yourself without judgment. If you're all the way down, reach for opposite elbows above the head. And gentle pressure in the tops of your shoulders down. Slight arch in your lower back, pointing the toes back, and then pressing very gently your knees down towards the mat. Internally rotating and spiraling the femur together. So it's like this. So you're internally rotating, which automatically happens when we're in this position. So very gently breathing now. And you're sending your breath into your knees, into the patellas, to open them up and give them more hydro, more water, more H2O, more oxygen. Oxygenated rich blood just flows. You are the maestro. You orchestrate where you want your breath to go. So whenever you're in a yoga pose, we're not just hanging out here. We're busy working the breath to heal ourselves. And one more deep breath here. And on the exhale, we slowly move out, coming out the same way that we went in. One elbow, one shoulder at a time, just to keep ourselves protected. And once you're all the way up, and take your time, walking the hands forward, slowly coming up, planting the hands, tuck the toes, inhale the hips up as you step the feet back into downward facing dog. Press the chest back towards your thighs. Inhale, come up high onto the tippy toes. Really send your tailbone up to the sky, pressing the chest back towards the thighs, straightening out through the shoulders. Exhale, drive the heels down towards the mat. Bend the knees as much as you like to stretch out your lower back. Pull forward into high plank now. Here we flow, creating that heat, the Agni, the fire that will burn up the rubbish inside, getting rid of what you no longer need. Bend the elbows, lower it down and hover. Create as much fire as you can. This is you. This is the fire that you created. You can do this. Inhale. Press the ground away. Straighten the arms, pulling the heart away from heels. Thighs are dynamic. And use your core as you breathe your hips back up into your downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches up long behind you. Exhale, we're going to bring it through. Place between the hands. Warrior one, back heel comes down to the mat. Anchor it nice and strong. Now square your hips. Right hip back, left hip forward, strong foundation. Inhale, upper body, arms to rise. Continuing to square your hips to the front and lift up through the midline. So you're grounding down, yet lifting up at the same time. Shoulders relax down your back. Navel is pulled up and in. Locking your eyes, one point, single point focus. The word yoga, it means to yoke, unite, bring together mind, body, soul, awareness, all focused, one point. Ekagrata, eclipsing all distraction. You're so focused that all distractions eclipse themselves. Open up to the side now for warrior two. So we were facing forward, now we're facing the side. Reaching the arms in opposite directions and lifting up, grounding down. Balancing your action with relaxation. Opening up the hips. So leveling out the hips. You might go forward. You want them always to match your shoulders. So whatever your hips are doing, you want them level to your shoulders. Keep them protected. Knee spirals out towards the pinky toe. And you're squeezing your heels in towards each other. On the in-breath in your warrior, you lift up dynamically to energize. And on the out-breath, you relax into it. Observing your body without judgment. Flip your front palm, reach forward, radiant warrior. Lifting the arm up and back, deepening your front lunge, and really breathing into the fascia along the rib cage. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down to the mat. Press the ground away to step. Right foot back to meet the left, high push-up, press back through your heels, bend the elbows, lower it down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, roll over tops of toes, press the ground away. Open up your heart center. Exhale, use your core to lift your hips back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, come up high up on the toes. And exhale, press the heels back down to the mat. Bend your knees as much as you like. Open up your lower back. Inhale, left leg lengthens long behind you. Really reach it out. Past the toes, lengthen every muscle in your leg. Exhale. Step it through, plant between the hands. Back heel comes down to the mat. Nice solid foundation. Send left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, upper body, arms to rise. As you exhale, you settle down into the pose, giving yourself time to move from one opposite end of the spectrum to the other. Think about straightening the back of your thigh by lifting it up towards the sky. Settling your eyes, one point, sinking your mind up to the ebb and flow, and letting go at the same time, letting in. Opening up to warrior two now. So now opening up to the side. Arms reach in opposite directions. Heels are still in one line. So always adjusting. We're never stuck in a yoga pose, stagnant. Always moving, always adjusting. Observing your body. Allowing it to be your teacher, because there's no better teacher and nobody knows you better than you. So lifting up and grounding down at the same time, balancing your action with relaxation. Flip the front palm, reach forward, radiant warrior. Lift up and back. Deepen the front lunge and really stretch the fascia along the rib cage on this side. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down to the mat. Press the ground away, step your foot back, high plank. Press back through your ears, flow it out. Bend the elbows, lower it down. Inhale, rolling upward facing dog. Really pull the heart away from the heels, lengthening through the crown of your head. And exhale, use your core to pull your hips back up. Downward facing dog here. Take a breath. In through the nose, slow. Come up high onto your tippy toes. Lifting the tailbone and exhale. Heels down towards the mat. Bend your knees.
Why does it go like this particular flow so fast versus, I'm assuming, versus maybe a typical, I mean, they just said why fast, I'm assuming it. Probably why is this so fast compared to a typical, heat?
Right, so we are yin yoga. We are doing a vinyasa flow, which is a fast moving type of flow to get the fire burning, the agni. And when your blood is pumping at its optimal level, we use our breath to burn away any rubbish within the body. And so that is why we get the blood flow running. And at the, on yin is wonderful because you hold poses for a really long time. and that you work in the breath past the muscles, into the connective tissues, into the fascia, into the joints. And that is a wonderful, wonderful flow. That's a good idea. I'm going to do a yin class one of these days, a yin practice, because it's one of my favorite things to do. And today we're going to flow like water and really get the blood pumping, blasting through any blockages that may or may not be there. Especially water is the element for emotion, and things try to surface, but sometimes we get in the way. So we we flow fast and quick, so that we don't really have time to stop and think about it. And by the time you're done, the blockages are gone and you didn't even have to think about it. You just wake up and it's just not there anymore. It's just something that just happens from flowing without thinking, without letting your mind get in the way. So that is why we do this fast flow. And the yin is a lot harder, I think, because you're staying in one position and you're trying not to fidget and you're really facing that mirror, facing yourself. So yeah, very good question. Okay, one more flow. Pull forward into plank, bend the elbows, lower it down, hold, hover here in chaturanga. Inhale, roll upward facing dog, keep that fire going. Exhale, use your core. Pull it back, up and away into down dog. Now we're gonna come into bridge. So come down on the knees, just cross your feet, fancy way to laying down on your back. Straightening the legs out in front, laying down. Now bring the fingertips right to where your heels are. That's how far you want your heels to be away from your particular body height. And inhale, drive down through your heels as you lift your hips up. Tuck the tailbone under and walk the shoulders in towards each other, interlacing the fingers, straightening the arms, and very little pressure on your neck. So you're gently pressing the chin down on the glands in your neck. And breathing into the knees. Knees are about hip width distance apart. Internally, rotate your thighs towards each other. And breathe into the sacral area, your base, your hips. Allowing that flow to circulate freely, creating more synovial fluid just by using our breath. Now release the hips back down to the mat, bottoms of feet come together, knees apart for Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, keeping the mouth closed. Let's regulate the breath in through the nose. Circulate it, coming down through your spine. And as you exhale, coming up through your spine, out through the nose. So circulating that breath round and round, using that fire, that agni that you made happen. You created this. Now let's harness that energy, that fire, so we can regulate our water within our bodies.
There's another question with regards to doing your bridge and being up on your head. How do you do it without pain in the neck when you have pain in the neck?
Then don't do it. Yeah, if you have pain in the neck, then I would skip bridge. There's very little pressure on the neck, and there's yoga poses that you should stay away from. If you are feeling a pain in the neck, stop. And I would see a doctor and make sure that you are okay to do some of these poses. But you never want to do anything that causes a sharp pinching, especially in the neck. So I would avoid that pose, any poses that cause pinching in the neck, which is laying down or anything like that. Just avoid it completely. You just lay down, put a pillow over there and just listen. And that way, when you get cleared by your doctor to do some of the poses, then you feel more confident. Because if you have a shadow of doubt in your mind and you're feeling pain, what do you think is going to happen? So let's just respect that and avoid it altogether and take in the benefits of listening to the guided meditation as well, along with it. So that's what I had to do when I was first trying to get back into everything, when my back went out. And your neck. Okay, now bring your knees together and your feet. Inhale, lifting the hips up. Now squeeze the knees together. Squeeze the feet, the heels. Connecting again to your midline strength here. Hands will just stay flat to your sides. We're going to focus all at squeezing in and lifting up through the midline. And if you're feeling a lot of pressure on your neck, try to bring the pressure into your arms and the tops of your shoulders up here. So you're pressing the ground away and placing most of the pressure through the heels, backs of your arms, and shoulders up here. And when you do that, that relieves that pressure off your neck. The only pressure you want to have on the neck is the very gentle pressing of the glands. But everything else is strong. Shoulders, backs of arms, so your triceps are strong, elbows are strong. And lower it down, Supta Baddha Konasana. Really working on the sacral area. Other hand at the heart, other hand at the belly. Circle the energy round and round. Anything that is trying to surface now, breathe through it. Anything that comes up, not saying that it will, but anything that does, disengage from it. Notice it. Just bring your awareness to it and breathe it away. Let it go now. And one more bridge here. Bring your heels as close into your body as you can. Knees together to start. And now just wrap the front of your fingers around the front of your heels right here. The front of your shins. Your heels are back to your hips. Exhale all the air out. Walk your shoulders in a little bit to help you. And as you inhale, you're going to very gently pull on the grip. Really deep sacral work here. So tuck the hips down and under, spiraling them inward towards each other. Tucking the tailbone under, squeeze the knees in towards each other, and really turn on the breath now. Stay committed to the breath first. The breath is the secret and the key that will help propel you forward to get ahead. Breathing into your knees, into your hips, and into your shoulders all at the same time. And release. Slowly come down. Last Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand on your belly, one hand to your third eye, just the middle of your brow. Use that fire, that Agni, that heat that you created. You made that happen. Scan your body from head to toe and look for any pockets of tension. Look for any places that need extra healing and send your breath there. Keeping the mouth closed, regulating it through the nose. We put ourselves back together again. This is like your reset button. And switch hands. Other hand comes up to the forehead. And the other one down to the belly. This time when you inhale, float your belly out nice and big. And as you exhale, pull the navel in towards the spine. 2 more times. Inhale. Float your belly out as big as you can. And as you exhale, very slowly press the navel in towards the spine. 1 more time. Inhale. Fill the lungs as much as you can. And exhale. Press it all out. Now bringing the knees together. We're just gonna gently hug the knees in towards the body. Now be very careful. Did some deep sacral work, so just allowing your lower back to unwind. Remember, we're going from one opposite end of the spectrum to another. So just round your back now. Bring the nose up towards the knees. And breathing into your lower back. Straightening the legs and just rocking and rolling up to sitting. Facing forward now. We're just going to come into one last spinal twist. Rinse out the spine. So ground both sit bones down as evenly as you can. Inhale, circle, sweep arms, come all the way up. And exhale, just twist to one side. Using your knee as leverage to very gently rinse out the spine, twisting every vertebrae from the crown of your head down through your sacrum as you look over your shoulder. Giving length and space to each vertebrae as well. So lifting up through the crown of your head. If you'd like to practice your breathing to internally massage your organs, as you inhale, you just let your belly go. And as you exhale, you pull the belly in. And now come back towards the center. Deep breath to realign, lengthen the spine, inhaling up. Reaching as high as you can past the fingertips and exhale, just to get a deeper rotation, a nice even rotation. Balancing out both sides of the body and gently working the breath here. Using your fire to balance your water. And using your wind as the guide. All of the elements come together, working together as one integrated unit. Coming back to center now. Inhale, circle, sweep arms, come all the way up. And exhale, bringing thumbs to third eye center. It is such an honor to have you here, joining me on this adventure. I'm so delighted, so grateful that I get to do this. I know that none of us have to do this. This is something that we get to do, and I love it. I love doing this with you. Aloha, mahalo, and namaste.